One of the reasons we're here is to once again congratulate our South African champion. You're a champion for the whole year until the event on a date still to be decided.
Yeah, man, I'm waiting for the date. Let's get it done.
Do you ever surf with your yellow vest on?
Are you kidding me? Do I ever surf with my yellow vest on? No, I don't.
Do you think the cyclists that win the Tour de France don't wear it to their bedroom or
I don't know,
when they're suntanning? No?
I don't know. Like maybe if they won something big, I don't know. But
well, you won the SA.
But you did. You're the SA champ.
Yeah, but we like what do we? It's. I don't think that one competition is really enough to put. You know, to put that type of name or title or anything like that. You know, we had. Man,
Can you talk?
I was only going to say thanks to the other O's, you know.
I'll follow you. You do what you need to do. Where did you come in the West Side Invitational?
Yeah, West Side I came second.
Yeah, so you came second in one, you won the other. Don't discount.
Yeah, there. But like, I mean, there we start to get a better overview of it, you know. So I don't like parade or whatever.
Okay.
Around this.
Are we allowed to recognize your success if you don't want to recognize it?
No, of course. Like, and it was I had a good contest for sure.
You did.
And I had the West Side, a good West Side contest, but it was all in similar conditions, you know, like, so maybe we get some different conditions this year. I don't know where the contest is. Maybe it's going to be in J-Bay somewhere or something like that. It's easier over a longer period of time to see, you know, like.
You're working very hard to discount what we think is an innate.
Like now that I live in Milnerton, I surf a lot of Dadestian and Yesterstian. I've started surfing with Larry and Lester. But
what
yeah,
type of waves do you enjoy?
Man, I like every type of wave. Huh?
Yeah.
I like every type of wave. There's no definite type of wave. That, you know, like the ocean is such a beautiful thing. You know, it's if you go to like Noordhoek, you'll find a different type of wave to, say, for instance, like Namibia. But Namibia will also have a good wave. You can't really differentiate. You know, I think that's about being a good surfer, is just being able to have fun, because that's the name of the game. You have fun in all different types of conditions, and if it's onshore, offshore, whatever, you know, like it's just the ocean, and you got to
talk about your board, and you have to talk about this one. But where's your head going with boards and shapes lately?
So this is the board that I got in the in the competition. Oh, thanks, Larry. This is the board that I got in the competition. It's shaped by Bill. Thank you very much, Gigs. Thank you, Lester, and Johan, and everyone for organizing this, and Jed. Thank you so much. This is a really cool board. It's a 5'8". It's a bit smaller than the rest of the boards that I usually ride. I've been riding a small board that I started surfing on maybe when I was like 12 or 13. I was riding on like a little 5'8", but it's so thin. I needed a little bit more volume, and this has got a load of volume, 34.9 liters, and it's going really well. It's quite flat and wide on the tail, which is really good for landing. It makes landing like a whole bunch easier on all like different turns. It manages the white water underneath it very nicely, especially with the quad setup. So yeah, I'm super stoked on it. I'm obviously, I've been like maybe surfing it for a month and a half or something like that, so I'm still learning it. But yeah, definitely a super cooking board, man.
Is that a EPS or PU?
Nah, this is PU. I like to ride heavy boards. Like I think it's glass 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom. So it's really nice and chunky. If you feel it, it feels like a solid piece of equipment. And that's like the type of board that I like to ride. I like to. I feel the rails a little bit better, and I feel more like connected to the wave when I've got a bit of a heavier board. Whenever I ride a little bit of a lighter board, I feel like, you know, you're floating on top of the water a little bit.
I reckon you're the first guy to ever launch air in a South African contest, kneeboard contest, and land it.
More than once.
And he did it. How many times did you do in the final?
I know I only landed one in the final. I only landed one in the final. Yeah,
Okay.
I did, yeah.
Adam, you seen anyone do it ever before?
No.
Have
no,
you tried
not
one?
as consistency. I've tried.
Have you got air?
Not landed too many times, but
Thank you.
And you, Larry?
No.
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 Yeah, you know, that's the thing, you know, you do, but you guys come from a different era as well, you know, like the way that you guys surf, what was cool when you were growing up was like, I know that like old rollers were super cool, so I know that I've never landed one of those, you know, like I know like all the older guys do rolls and stuff like that. But just like my era when I was growing up, the surfers that I was around and like the surfing that was going on at the time was super progressive. Everyone wanted to do airs, and so like I sort of went in that way, and maybe my turns and stuff suffered for that. But since maybe 3 or 4 years, I've been really focusing more on my rail game, and that has projected the aerials as well, you know.
Will do.
Just to find the right lines and stuff like that. But I think it's just the era, you know, like if you look at all the guys that maybe that was, you know, really, really good when you guys were younger, like Simon Farah.
yeah.
Is that right? And
Yeah.
and like Michael Novikov
yeah.
And gigs.
like,
I mean,
yeah,
has been
gigs
around
like
forever,
gigs
yeah.
has been like on the rails so hard, you know. That was like the cool thing, you know, like during that time was just to get, and you see the guys that they do it so well, you know, and they just are so good at the rail game, you know, like and that was, it's just a sign of the times, you know. We're moving forward, and I was influenced by like, you know, a different path, and so it is what it is, you know. Like it's something that I really like. I really worked on. I worked hard on it, you know, like for a long time. And yeah, it's something that I really enjoy. I think it's the coolest thing. It's the coolest feeling. It's the coolest
the
feeling.
silence
You know?
suddenly when you get above the wave, things go quiet,
man,
eh?
Like, yeah, jeez, I love that. I chase it. I've been chasing it for so long. I used to skateboard. I used to.
Talk about the boards you're riding. Let's start with you, Larry. Tell me, well, where your head is in boards at the moment.
At the moment, I'm riding a Built EPS. Very light, and I really, really enjoy it. It goes very well.
What's different, or what are you looking for from the board?
The EPS I'm enjoying in 4 foot and under. It's a lot of fun, very light, easy to turn. And PU 5.7, so I've stuck to the same sizes. And I don't ride quads. I haven't ridden a quad in 30 years. Although that being said, quad shapes and designs have really changed, fin placements. So I'd love to give it a spin.
That's interesting.
But my style, I think, is not really conducive to a quad.
Okay.
Just
What do you think? Why back in the day? What was the reason why you were like, nah, I'm gonna surf thrusters from now on?
everyone was surfing quads.
Because I know it was super popular. It was super
It was.
popular, like in the 80s. Quads were super popular, man. Like especially on kneeboards.
Definitely, you get a lot more carvy on quads.
Absolutely.
Solid lines, very fast, very stable, lots of drive, very carvy. Yeah, just a different way of riding.
Yeah.
I'm a bit more snappy and a bit more loose, so sometimes the quads were a bit inhibited that way, especially the old quads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out at Easters the other day with Jed, and he was on a quad, and he said he was just battling with it.
Okay.
And I think his style and my style are a little bit similar. We ride off the tail,
Yeah.
right at the
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
and our
yeah,
weights
yeah, yeah.
our weights a little
100%,
back.
Yeah, and Leicester as well, straight off the tail, same thing.
So quads become a little bit more difficult like that. But everyone's rides waves differently.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Well, that's the
makes us
beauty
all
of
different.
surfing, yeah.
Can we jump to Adam?
Yeah, I mean, the board shapes have changed so much. I mean, the quads that we used to ride in the 80s were
Yeah.
quads, but I mean, the old board, I mean, they were...
No, that was like one of my first boards was like it was like my old board of my dad.
Yeah, yeah.
A huru. I don't know. If
Okay, yeah.
It was also, but exactly like you said, super square, super flat, like a slab.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, when we went to Aussie in 92,
Yeah.
they just looked at our boards and said, you're riding slabs. And they had moved on from slabs 10 years before. We were just stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I snapped my board at SA Champs last year, so I hadn't got a new board for ages before then. So I managed to accumulate a quiver quite quickly. I've got a built, I'm a three fin. I've been riding 3 fins for a number of years. Got a built epoxy and a dust epoxy, and then Gigs lent me a board very kindly during essays, and I'm really enjoying that. So that's
what size is that board?
It's similar to yours actually. It's a 5.9.
Okay.
And it's less buoyant than the epoxy.
Okay.
But goes really nicely, and as Larry said, kind of 3 or 4 foot and above. Yeah. So I'm really enjoying the boards at the moment. Just hoping to get more time to get in the water.
You won it. You won your age division on that board, eh?
Yeah. Won the veterans division.
Mm-hmm.
And
it looked really nice in the final.
Yeah.
Super
So
nice.
I'm really keen to get back to KZN during the winter and get some nice surf there, because it's just so much easier to ride, or to ride for a longer period and really test boards nicely on a nice right hand point.
You're dreaming. You're going there for more reasons than just to test the board. I mean, have you ridden? Have you ridden the South Coast?
Mm-hmm.
Which parts?
Yeah. So I've surfed Khalsa, Happy Wanderers, and like I said, Umtumbi earlier, but that's more in a Transkei. But then on the Bluff as well, loads of waves, St. Michael's.
So if you think back with the very best session you've had on one of those right-hand point breaks, which would it be?
Probably Khalsa Point.
What size?
It's like 8 foot. It's like proper waves, solid waves. Really, really good, really rippable barrels. Like super good, classic Natal South Coast. Just rolling lines, really good waves. It's very hard paddle. That was the only thing.
The first paddle out or after?
No, everything. Just everything was very difficult. It was
bit of a current running?
It was pushing down, so it was a massive swell, and it was pushing loads of water into the bay, and so jumping off the rocks was really difficult because of the size. And then as soon as you got into the bay after, it's like long waves, super long rides. And as you get into the bay, it just was pushing you down, So it was, you had to make a choice. So cool, I'm gonna go in and jump off the rocks, which is like also another 20-minute mission, or you try and paddle out. So it was a difficult paddle, but really good waves, loads of barrels, all mates, like no one in the water as well, just like small group of people. So super nice. But really cool stretch of coastline, man. So many good waves and stuff.
Talk about work and what keeps you busy.
So I used to work in the film industry, in the art department. But since COVID, the industry slowed down. Not like it's not finished or whatever. Like still people are working, but I sort of maybe was already falling out of love with what I was doing. So I've just recently, maybe in the last 6 months, started taking clients on, training them in boxing and kickboxing and Muay Thai. And it's picking up, man. It's going decently. Like my client base is growing every week, so I'm grateful for that, and just grateful to be able to do what I love, and I get to train loads as well.
So you must have been doing this as a sport for a long time. So when did you start that?
I must have started Muay Thai when I was about 16. My uncle was really into it at the time, and he was training with a guy who has like a really cool gym in Johannesburg, probably one of the best martial arts gyms in Africa. And then I was training there for a little bit, on and off. And then maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, I started training at a gym or maybe I can't remember when it was like maybe 2017 or 2016. I can't remember exactly when it was, when I started training out of the gym in Cape Town, Madfit, and I started really enjoying it, and then I've competed in boxing.
Okay. So what is your best result there?
I've only competed once, and I won the fight. It was really it was an interesting experience. But that's sort of that's why I realized I'm quite passionate about it, quite passionate about the martial arts and the body movement and everything like that. And just grateful to be able to be working in that field. Obviously, I'm still very inexperienced, and just trying to gain as much experience as I can at the moment. So yeah, just trying to learn every day. I've got at the gym that I'm at, it's just like full of role models and full of people who are just so inspirational and who are trying to move the sport forward and who are just trying to better themselves every day. And so yeah,
so describe your typical day then.
Well, my routine is quite erratic, I'd say. Like, so it depends. Sometimes I've got clients in the morning where I'll go to their house, and I've got a few clients that train out of a yoga studio in Plumstead. I train some people in my own garage. So then I'll like wake up and I'll either go to we've got a morning class in our at the gym, which is 6 a.m. boxing, 30 clients, and I'll try and get a surf in depending on where the surf is and where I'm training people. And he just started wrestling, and doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The mentality that they train at the gym, you know, it's like really championship mentality, you know, like everyone's winners there, everyone is trying to improve, so it's a great place to be, and like, I'm grateful that I trained them, and I'm grateful that I found that place, you know.
Cool.
It's like super cool, man. So it changed my life probably. Yeah.
And Chris, in terms of role models, I was just watching your relationship with your dad, and it just seems amazing how you just bond with your dad. And one of the things he said to me is how you amp him up to go surfing together, you know, if it's like
man.
marginal surf and he's not too excited about going in, you just drag him into the water.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, like obviously you guys only see one side of the relationship, you know, like when my dad and my relationship's not always been easy, you know. We're very similar, you know, we're very similar characters, and yeah, man, sometimes that's difficult, you know, when you get like a clash of personalities or whatever, you know, especially, yeah, man, like growing up, he was a young father, you know, as well, so like he had there's like lots going on, but yeah, definitely it makes you stronger, you know, like these types of things, it makes you stronger in life, and it definitely like probably strengthen our bond now. And yeah, man, like I said, it's interesting that's how he sees it, because back in the day he had to pull me and take me, you know, so the world turns and the cycle changes, you know. It's interesting. But yeah, so he probably taught me that, and then maybe when he was going through tough times, then I was able to do that for him. So yeah, so we're lucky. We're very lucky, and I'm grateful that our relationship has grown in the way that it has, you know, like, yeah, because like I said, it hasn't always been easy, man. There's been some hard times and some really good times, so I'm grateful that we are on an upward on the upward curve, you know what I'm saying? So it's really nice.
Okay, gentlemen, unless there's anything last things, anything?
No, I'm good, man. Thank you so much, eh?
Thank you very much.
I think it's just been fascinating listening to you all talk, and it's pretty cool having a whole stack of SA champs in one place. And Lawrence, thank you for putting this together, and Chris, congratulations.
Thanks, Rudy.
Congratulations, all of you. I think it's pretty cool, and that's coming from somebody who started on a spoon and a plywood kneeboard.
Oh, man, that's
50, what's it now? I'm 67. Yes, it's 13. I was 13, 10, 11. Birthday in Solly's. I've been through spoons and all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And I had the pleasure of this man surfing with me in Sea Point, which was really cool.
You were the second kneeboard I ever saw.
Oh.
Sean Noon the first and you the second.
Larry,
and
you
ripped.
start kneeboarding.
Twin fin. I'll never forget seeing you for the first time. You had such a hard bottom turn.
Yeah, I enjoyed.
Hard off the bottom and tight. It was like
Solly's and boat
amazing.
you have to move very fast, otherwise you're going to tromp reef for the rest of the day. Anyway, yeah, no, it's been fascinating. And Chris, again,
thank you.
I told you earlier when I saw you at the contest at Melkbos, Westside thing, I told you when you were lying in the car that you will definitely be the next SA champ, and I was right. Anyway, well done all of
Well,
you.
thank you.
Cool
Thank you
fun.
so much for the good wishes, man. Thank you very much. Man.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
not going to videotape you eating chips.
We got to win worlds now, man. We got to go dominate worlds, everything, man. Take
Portugal, here we
take
go.
the age groups, take everything, man. We got to go dominate worlds.